Is the future of Africa in the hands of Africans or in the hands of multinationals? The answer to this question is this: the future of Africa is in the hands of the Africans, particularly African youth. See, currently Africa is a continent of 1.3 billion people, with 56% of the population under the age of 25. Now that number will more than double to 2.2 billion people, with over 60% of the population under the age of 25 by the year 2050-2060. In other words, Africa has and will have the youngest population in the world. Therefore, the future of Africa is in the hands of the African youth. Now, African youth are very intelligent, very talented, very creative. African youth are beginning to acknowledge the challenges in their neighborhoods and beginning to build devices to tackle those challenges in their communities. A young man from Sierra Leone by the name of Kelvin, also known as DJ Focus, he invented a generator from a junk. So Kelvin woke up every morning and go to the nearby garbage in his neighborhood and collected every broken electronic devices that he could find and took them home, sorted them out, picked the parts that he needed, and used those parts to build a generator that powered his small radio station, also generated electricity not only in his house, but in his neighbors' houses as well. A young man from Ghana built a car, a functioning car, from junk. Nigerian youth are recreating Hollywood movies in their backyards using a cell phone. So the future of the continent is bright, but it needs to be nurtured. Now, when these young inventors get attention, the response of the African heads of states is usually, "We'll give you a scholarship to study abroad." Now, this kind of response speaks volume to the leadership in Africa. It speaks volume to the governors of Africa. What these heads of states are telling these young people is that we cannot provide what you need, so we'll send you outside so you can get what you need. Instead of solving the problem, they are running away from the problem. So what do African youth need? Facilities, universities, labs, resources, materials, financial support. They need you and me to have faith in them and trust them. Now, the problem with sending African youth to study abroad is this: when they study abroad and graduate from abroad, those countries will offer them a good paying jobs. So they will end up staying in those countries and begin to solve the problems of those countries. Meanwhile, Africa stays the same. Poor economy, poor infrastructure, poor healthcare system, no clean water, poverty, etc. And that's because the governments are sending the minds that will liberate the continent from those problems abroad. They are sending the future of the continent abroad. Now, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, you will get same results, unless you begin to think differently. And when you think differently, you get a different result. I often use an example of a young man from the Gambia by the name of Usman Toure. Usman was given a scholarship to study abroad, but he rejected them and chose to study in Kigali, Rwanda, East Africa. Now that's the spirit. That's the mind that will liberate the continent. And to you, my African youth, you do not need to risk your lives in the Mediterranean Sea, in Sahara Desert to go abroad. You are the answer to the problem in your communities. You are the solution in the situation you are in right now. Think like Kelvin. Be like Usman Toure. Remember, you are very intelligent. You are capable. You are talented. You are the most creative youth in the world. You make the impossible to become possible. And for that, I have faith in you. And I believe that you will liberate the continent. You are the future. The future of the continent is in your hand. Running away from the problem does not solve the problem. Instead, tackling them solves the problem. Remember to share this video to educate one another and to raise awareness to one another. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. One love. See you next time.